Subscribe to Film Companion for your film fix. Hit the bell icon so you never miss an update.
If you like this video, hit like and subscribe to Film Companion.
Ayushmann, you are Bollywood's boundary breaker. All your movies sort of recalibrate the boundaries of what is permissible in mainstream Hindi cinema. But with Article 15, I feel like you've taken on something that's even more thorny and complex than anything you've done before, caste. And it's amazing to me that you chased this film, that Anubhav actually offered you a rom-com. Why was it important to make Article 15?
I posted on my Instagram that it is one of the most relevant and important films of Indian cinema because we don't talk about these things. It's a brave attempt from my side also and from the director's side also. And I guess the success of last 4 films, it gives me the courage to do this film because it is, you don't think about commercial gains when you do a film like this. It's like a social responsibility as an artist. You should do a film like this because the society needs it. And at the same time, it should be intriguing. The intrigue value should be there so that people are interested in watching the film.
Yeah.
So that's entertainment at the same time.
Yeah.
So I was always interested in this, coming from the background of street theatre, where we tackle social issues. And it's a social issue, which only happens in the subcontinent and nowhere else.
Yeah. But Ayushmann, you said we don't talk about it. Tell me, why don't we talk about it? You know, I was just looking at the way Hindi cinema has dealt with caste, and it's, you know, the one Achut Kanya in 1936, then you have Bimal Roy Sujata. Later on, you know, within the art house sphere, you have Akrosh or Ankur. But now, in contemporary Hindi cinema, I mean, even with the Sairat, when we remake it into a Dhadak, we sanitize the caste into a rich-poor conflict. I mean, why do you think Hindi cinema has chosen to be caste blind?
It's not just Hindi cinema, we are also caste blind.
Of course.
Especially in urban India.
Yeah.
Though we've recently seen Dr. Payal committing suicide because of caste discrimination in urban India.
In urban India,
but in rural India, it's so rampant that it's crazy. Like I've mentioned this earlier also, I saw this documentary, India Untouched, where, you know, it's just disheartening to see that it happens at some level or at a human level. There's separate utensils. For example, a kullad chai is given to so-called lower caste, and steel utensils given to the upper caste at a tea stall in Tamil Nadu or Gujarat, UP, anywhere. That is like 70% of our country, and we represent this 30% where we just, especially I think the so-called upper caste, they think that nothing is there.
It doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist.
Right.
So we have blinders on. We don't know, but it does exist everywhere in colleges, in schools. I had a batchmate in school who was from reserve category, and when he got admission in the engineering college, he was depressed because nobody amongst us knew about his caste background. When he got this admission, we were like, okay. So there were lots amongst us who were like, you got this admission because of your caste and stuff like that. Of course, that's a different conversation. Reservation is separate. We can't just talk about it like that. But it has its own pros and cons. But it's a very unique situation that we have in this country.
But Ayushmann, Marathi cinema has dealt with it. Tamil cinema has dealt with it. Why within Hindi cinema do we not go there? Do you think we're more afraid?
Yes, we are. For commercial gains, for making it more not accessible, more sanitized, as you said. At the same time, you want to play it safe. For commercial gains, that it should be...
It's a box office.
It's box office, basically. Nothing else. But I think if there's a piece of art and you want to make it radical, at the same time want to say something, you have to just cross that boundary and take that step and be brave enough. And this is the era where you can afford to be brave enough.
Correct.
20 years back, it was difficult, but right now you can do that. People will see that you are ballsy enough to do that.
Yeah. But Ayushmann, some criticism has already begun. Right? There is already this whole narrative about the white savior complex within the film because your character is a Brahmin IPS officer who comes in to save the Dalits. What is your response to that?
India is, as I said, is a very unique country. Pluralistic society. I think diversity is also our biggest enemy at the same time. So we have to strike that balance. How will you achieve that? If, for example, in Mulk, there was a Hindu girl who was fighting for Muslims. It has to be like that. That Hindu girl should be aspirational for all the extremists.
Right.
You know, and at the same time, in Article 15, there has to be a Brahmin or a so-called upper caste who's fighting for the Dalits or the people from reserved category, because he's the one who's leading by example. That he's the guy who's fighting for the reserve, because it's obvious that people, the downtrodden, will fight for themselves. You know, but in our country, you need to have that hero who can fight for the downtrodden or somebody who's oppressed. We have to strike
But
that balance.
I guess, Ayushmann, the argument is, why couldn't that hero be Dalit? You know, why is he a Brahmin? And it's like, why does the Brahmin upper caste guy have to come in and save
there's
the
a
others?
Dalit hero also in our film.
Right.
Like Zishan's character.
Right. Is that based on Chandrasekhar?
Yes. In fact, Chandrasekhar, Rohit Mamula, all combined together. We've taken inspiration from different characters.
Okay.
So we have a Dalit hero in the film. Definitely he's there. But at the same time, as I said, we have to strike that balance in a complex country like India. Otherwise, there'll be chaos.
There's also, Ayushmann, one argument about the gaze of the film, right? That because it's not being made by Dalit, you'll never get the experience in the way that perhaps a Nagaraj Manjule does in a Fandry or a Sairat. Do these kind of criticisms or arguments bother you?
I guess it's a compliment. That Anubhav Sinha is making this film. He belongs to the so-called upper caste, but he's making this film because he's sensitized, he's an aware citizen, and he's taken this step. He inspires the so-called upper caste that discrimination should not happen. It should end right there. And it doesn't matter who's making the film, the message should be correct. He knows this world. The idea is to know the world.
Right.
More than anything else.
Right.
It doesn't matter if again, you're discriminating on the basis of caste.
Correct.
That
It's reverse discrimination.
Exactly. So why are you doing that?
Right. Right. Ayushmann, I was talking to Neeraj Ghewan, and he was telling me about how when he was shooting Masan, he was afraid that the locals, who were very kind to him and very generous with, their support, would find out that he's Dalit, and perhaps then be not as kind. Of course, you and Anubhav don't have those concerns, but what was it like to actually shoot the film? Was there any kind of stress or tension?
We were shooting the film in a Dalit village in Uttar Pradesh, close to Lucknow. And since this was for Dalits, so there was no issue at all. So we were right in between that village. Especially, we've realized that in every part of the country, these reserved people, they stay in the periphery. They're never in the middle. Like they're Brahmins, then they are...
You're literally marginalized.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like that. They're not houses next to each other. So there's a Dalit village.
Right.
So I was like really surprised. And for this, I read a lot of literature. Like Anubhav Sinha gave me books. Like there's a book called Juthan. It's in Hindi by Mr. Valmiki. He's from a Dalit family, Dalit background. His mother was a domestic help in one of the villages in Bihar. And it's his biography. It's heart-wrenching. He gave this book to me while I was shooting for Dream Girl, and I was like, I cannot shoot for Dream Girl. It's a comedy film. I can't read this book right now. It's just playing with my head.
Yeah.
So I started reading it when I was shooting for Article 15. I could not sleep. It's so heart-wrenching. So I get a lot of comments on Twitter that it has ended. Why are you focusing on this? It's creating further caste divide, but it's not ended.
Right. It's a lived reality.
It's
daily.
a lived reality. It only happens in our country, nowhere else in the world.
Yeah, yeah. But Ayushmann, within, let's say, the unit, you have 100, 200 people shooting a film. I don't know, do you feel that within the film industry, there are caste barriers? Have you ever experienced anything?
I don't think so.
No, no?
No. I think sports and cinema, we have no caste barriers. It's only your merit and nothing else.
Yeah.
And there's no reservation also. So a lot of people are like naysayers. They are, of course, it's an issue again. As I said, there are pros and cons.
I feel like there's political polarization perhaps now, but yeah, I don't think I've ever seen any discrimination on religious or caste grounds, and you've never either. So within the unit, there was never any stress or tension or sort of a realization that it is a thorny thing that we're dealing with.
Within the unit, we don't even know about the caste of people to begin with.
Yeah.
It's not easy to find out.
And that's such a place of privilege for us.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So nobody talks about caste discrimination within the unit. You're just doing your job, you're doing a good job, you're applauded.
Yeah.
That's about it. It's as simple as that. It's so secular, it's so democratic, and that's the beauty of Indian cinema and the film industry.
Was this very challenging in terms of acting?
Yes, it was. Because I'm such a goofball in real life. It's difficult to play a cop. I had to put off that face, okay, I'm serious. I'm not going to smile. I have a mustache. People with mustache don't smile at all. So I don't know. I'm wearing a uniform. So it was getting out of my skin for sure.
Really?
Yeah, it was. But the subject matter was so grim that I was doing it in all seriousness.
And you always say how you're not a method actor, and you, like, when you're not within the scene, you're goofing around. But here, did that also have to change?
I think just reading the text made me into a method actor.
Yeah.
Otherwise, no, I was not living that character. I don't live characters. I switch on and switch off, as I mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
But this film was different. I had to go through a lot of literature just to understand the psyche
Correct.
of the oppressed.
Yeah, yeah. So, Ayushmann, over the years, you've become an actor that the audience trusts. I know as a viewer that this film's going to be interesting only because you're in it, because you've chosen it. No, it's true. It's true. Because your body of work now is a testament to that. What is the challenge now for you?
It's very scary, this kind of expectation. It's a happy expectation for sure, but I'll be just following my gut. It just makes me more brave and strong that, I should just follow my intuition and be brave enough to choose scripts which nobody else will do.
Yeah, I heard you're having trouble finding the partner in the next Savdhan movie.
Yeah.
Yeah? What's happening with that?
Sunita?
Can you talk about it?
Have they announced? Huh? Not officially? I don't know what to say. It's just that, we were approaching a lot of actors, but...
And they're saying no.
It's not because of the subject.
Really?
It's because of the character. As in, probably my character is slightly more, I don't know.
Oh, so it's that whole two-hero film that they don't want to do.
Yes.
It's not because it's a gay subject.
Most of them, yeah.
Wow.
Not because of that, yeah.
Wow.
I can't name people, but yeah.
So you're telling me, Ayushmann, that actors are actually in such a place of insecurity that they're more comfortable doing a gay subject if it's a single actor as opposed to a two-hero project. For them, a two-hero project makes them more nervous than the subject.
Yeah, I think it happens at times.
Wow.
Yeah.
Rohit Shetty had told me he could never remake Ram Lakhan because no two actors wanted to be together. So it's really true.
It is true. It happens.
And they say this about the women. They always say two heroines won't get along, but it's actually the men.
It's everywhere. It doesn't matter. Men
Really?
or women, I think we have the same psyche. It's just a demarcation we have set.
Oh my God, that's amazing. That's amazing. So more applause to you for actually choosing subjects that are risky and not being mindful of these kind of narrow limitations that we're putting on
I
ourselves.
think that's again is a very important film. We need to reach out to the most common audience, the mass.
Correct.
The
Not
mainstream.
preaching to the converted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a very important film, and very excited about it. This part of my bucket list, it just happened. So,
Really?
Yeah.
Good for you. Good luck. And I can't wait to see Article 15.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.